founder is trying to communicate through the education system what little efforts of 60-70,000 students of our MIT group of institute syllabus, my dear students. So आपको सबको पता होना ज़रूरी है कि ये इस इंस्टीट्यूशन से जो थॉट अभी नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी भी सबके सामने आ गई है और उसमें भी जो चीज़ें इस संस्था ने पिछले 30-40 साल से करने का प्रयास किया है, काफ़ी सारी चीज़ों का रिफ्लेक्शन नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में भी है। तो ये सब चीज़ें हम जो आगे बढ़ाने की हमारी कोशिश है। मैं यहाँ पे ये भी कहना चाहूँगा, आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग लिटिल अपॉर्चुनिटी दैट ऑन 16th of June 2023 we are going to have the biggest democracy conference. Country has over 4,300 MLAs in our country, and we are going to have the biggest event there in Mumbai for the promotion of good governance, democracy, leadership and peace building, my dear friends. And this particular institution definitely want you to be the truly active citizen. You may work in multinational companies or worldwide, anywhere you can go, my dear students, but always you should have a continuous reminder in your mind that but we as agrarian economy, our challenges, our societal evolution, and what way you can contribute for the transformation of our country. So with that spirit, I think this dome speaks a lot. आज के इस particular unveiling जो सेरेमनी यहाँ पे जोसेफ स्मिथ साहब का यहाँ पे हुआ, आप सब लोग एक अच्छा मैसेज इसमें से लेके जाएंगे. And the biggest enemies of our democracy is the casteism, communalism, corruption, criminalization. For that matter, in any democracy worldwide, when it evolves towards the maturity, these challenges everybody has faced through. But in our country, my dear students, I want each one of you to think in the political process how we are evolving. What are the biggest challenges in front of us? And if we truly eradicate all such enemies of our democracy, naturally, ultimately, we are going to achieve that great harmonious society, and we create a great order in the society through which a peace can be established. So with that spirit, I want to just convey that I want blessings, all my teachers and all other people, whoever are working for this National Legislator Conference. Satish Mahanaji has taken a great lead for establishing this National Legislator Conference, and we are having the separate agenda today or tomorrow. Thank you, sir, for your participation today. आपका यहाँ पे आना हुआ, मैं समझता हूँ कि ये रिलेशनशिप इसके माध्यम से और भी बड़ा काम आने वाले समय में हमारे सबके हाथ से हो सकता है. मैं इतना ही कहता हूँ कि भारत में इतने कम मशीनरी में, इतने कम सपोर्ट सिस्टम में भी आज हमारा भारत का जो ढांचा इतना सुंदर तरीके से जो काम भारत में हो रहा है, उसका कारण अपनी सनातन परंपरा है. ये आप सब लोगों को ध्यान में रखना चाहिए. लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की बात लीजिए या बाकी भी काफ़ी सारी चीज़ों की बात ले लीजिए, हमारे रिसोर्सेज का पॉपुलेशन बहुत ज़्यादा है, बट फिर भी ये देश इतना सुंदर तरीके से उभर रहा है. उसका एकमात्र कारण है अपनी सनातन परंपरा, अपना रिलीजन. एंड ये जो हमारे मन की जो भावना, आज जोसेफ स्मिथ साहब का स्टैचू यहाँ पे एस्टैब्लिश किया. मैं क्रिश्चियन धर्म के सभी लोगों को यहाँ अपील करता हूँ, इस्लाम धर्म के भी सभी लोगों को मैं अपील करता हूँ कि इसी तरीके का गेस्चर, प्रभु रामचंद्र का भी पुतला कहीं पे यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स में लगाया जा सकता है क्या? क्रिश्चियंस एंड ऑल द कम्युनिटीज नीड टू थिंक कि इस तरीके से वहाँ पे भी वहाँ के जो हिंदू लोग और जो भाई वहाँ पे है, तो इस तरीके से एक सौहार्द की भावना बढ़ेगी और हम सब लोग इकट्ठा आके इस तरीके का एक मैसेज विश्व में तैयार कर पाएंगे. आने वाली पीढ़ियों के सामने हम इसको ताकत दे पाएंगे. मैं लास्टली इतना ही कहना चाहूँगा कि आज ये एक बहुत अच्छा दिन, सभी जितने भी रिस्पेक्टेड मेंबर, टुडे वी आर ओपनिंग दिस डोम फॉर द पब्लिक, and we have established some system, and maybe for first 2-3 months we are having a free entry, just a little small amount we are requesting to see this World Peace Dome, which is a Sant Gyaneshwar and Sant Tukaram World Peace Library, to visit this library. So officially I want to announce and communicate to everybody that from today this dome we have opened up for the common public, and any sort of community, caste, creed, religion, all over the world, people can come with some belief system and they carry a great message to build up our great nation. Thank you so much once again. And मैं सबके नाम नहीं ले सकता, लेकिन सभी जितने भी महानुभाव यहाँ पे बैठे हैं सबका मैं अभिनंदन स्वागत करता हूँ. I have just one syllabus copy which we have developed here, the World Peace Syllabus. Today we have the president of the Brigham Young University, Honorable Kevin Wharton. He is here, so I want to hand over this copy to Professor Kevin about the World Peace Syllabus from MIT World Peace University and MIT ADT University. All the respected member, मैं सबका यहाँ पे अभिनंदन स्वागत करता हूँ. Sir, आपका भी यहाँ पे स्वागत. Everybody sitting here on the dais, and I pray that in the future we come more closer and do some meaningful work through this very monument which is created in the human history with a very great manifestation of our beloved founder, Dr. Vishwanath Karad, sir. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you very much, sir, for your address. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on this important occasion. Now it's time when I invite the copy of the syllabus of world peace being handed over. A big round of applause, my friends. On behalf of from MIT World Peace University to Brigham Young University, we are handing over the syllabus to Kevin Watson. Thank you very much, sir. We request you to kindly go through and take this message of world peace to Brigham Young University. It's time when I invite the Honorable D. Todd Christopherson to address the gathering. But before I invite him, I request my technical team to kindly relay a small film made on Honorable D. Todd Christopherson.
Elder D. Todd Christopherson was called to the Quorum of the 12 Apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on April 5, 2008. Elder Christopherson earned his bachelor's degree from Brigham Young University and his law degree from Duke University. He married his wife, Kathy, in 1968. They are the parents of 5 and have 18 grandchildren. At the outset of his legal career, Elder Christopherson practiced law in Washington, D.C. In 1972 to 1974, he served as law clerk to the Honorable John J. Sirica, Chief Judge of the United States District Court for the District of Columbia. He assisted Judge Sirica in the Watergate trials, the White House tapes proceedings, and related matters during that period. Elder Christopherson has served as a full-time officer of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints since April 1993. Initially, he served as president of the Mexico South area of the church, resident in Mexico City. Throughout Elder Christopherson's ministry, he has met with members, missionaries, and religious and political leaders in all parts of the world. These have included leaders such as Luis Almagro, Secretary General of the Organization of American States, the President of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, Oluyemi Osinbajo, Vice President of Nigeria, and in company with the President of the Church, Dr. Alwi Shihab, Special Envoy of the President of Indonesia, among others. Elder Christopherson's efforts to establish goodwill, trust, and collaboration among religious leaders and people of all faiths in many countries has been motivated by his desire to promote the values that religious faith promotes in society and the humanitarian work that is being done around the world as people of faith come together to lift those in need. These efforts and the work of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints were recognized by the Honorable Dr. Vishwanath Karad and the MIT World Peace University as they bestowed the Philosopher Saint Sri Dhyaneshwara World Peace Prize on Elder Christopherson in a remarkable ceremony at the university in August of 2017. Elder Christopherson has been a champion of freedom generally and religious liberty in particular. He has spoken in many settings on the subject of the free exercise of religion and belief, including at an all-party parliamentary group roundtable at the British Houses of Parliament in London in May 2018. He has worked to support civil rights and equal opportunity for all races and ethnic groups. A sometimes unrecognized part of Elder Christopherson's worldwide ministry has been his interest in and outreach to children. He has met them in the Solomon Islands, Paraguay, Mexico, Brazil, Ghana, and across the globe. He has a special interest in the health and development of children and young people as they represent the future of the church and the world, and wants to protect their innocence and their opportunities in life. Not long ago, in the company of the President of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, M. Russell Ballard, Elder Christopherson visited the birthplace of the prophet Joseph Smith in the state of Vermont in the United States. These two apostles reflected on the great vision of Joseph Smith and what his testimony of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit has meant in the lives of many millions of people of all ages over the last 200 years. Joseph Smith testified that Jesus Christ opened the way for the eternal joining together of all generations of humankind in the great family of God. Elder Christofferson is pleased to help carry forward that inspiring legacy.
Welcome with a big round of applause, Honorable D. Todd Christofferson.
Thank you. I'm honored to greet our distinguished host on this occasion, revered Professor Dr. Vishwashanti Karad and Rahul Karad, both dear friends and professors and doctors from the MIT World Peace University. I recognize the Honorable King Hussein and Dr. Ashok Joshi, who've worked tirelessly with Dr. Karad and Rahul Karad to make this day possible. I'm also pleased to recognize the honored guests who've accompanied me on this occasion for this special ceremony that we have looked forward to with great anticipation. President Kevin Worthen of Brigham Young University, Elder David Huntsman of the Huntsman Foundation, and these additional leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Elder David P. Homer, Area President for Asia, Elder Jiaka Rao Guti of the 70, and these stake presidents of the church, President Prasad Badireddy, Stanley Massey, Jitender Kamar Sanai, and Nitya Sundaraj, together with S.V. Suni, Managing Director of the Indian Society of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I extend my special thanks to Speaker Satish Mahamaji for his presence here and all of our honored guests, and want to recognize particularly DJ Bodden and Dilip Rom, who are the sculptors of this magnificent statue. Thanks to all of you. Dr. Karad, I want to say how impressed I am with this magnificent structure, the World Peace Dome where we meet. The dome was only partially complete when I first saw it 5 years ago. The interior scaffolding was still in place, and it looked like it would take a half a day to climb to the top. As Dr. Karad showed us the unfinished World Peace Dome to my wife and me, it was imposing, but I couldn't imagine how beautiful it would be when it was finished. I lacked vision, whereas vision is what Dr. Karad has in abundance. Dr. Karad, where some doubt, you act. Where some worry, you work. Where some walk, you run. Where others fear, you dare. Congratulations on this exceptional achievement and the ideal of peace for which it stands. It's my privilege to speak for a moment about the life and character of the prophet Joseph Smith. He was born, as has been mentioned, in December 1805 in Vermont, United States of America. As a young man, he was troubled by the contending religions in his area, concerned about his personal salvation. In 1820, young Joseph Smith sought solitude in a grove of trees near his home for answers. While calling upon God, he saw two glorious personages, God the Father and his Son Jesus Christ, standing above him in the air in a pillar of light. They spoke to Joseph Smith, told him the fullness of the gospel would be restored to earth through him in the future. We have ever since referred to this incomparable theophany as the first vision, and it is foundational to all that followed in the unfolding plan of God for the redemption of all of us, his children. In 1823, Joseph Smith, then just 17 years old, was visited by an angelic minister who told him about an ancient record inscribed on gold sheets or plates, buried in a hill near his home. In each of the following 4 years, this same messenger visited Joseph Smith to give him further instruction. Finally, in 1827, after these years of preparation, Joseph was given possession of the gold plates and translated them into English by the gift and power of God. The resulting book, titled the Book of Mormon, contains a record of God's dealing with ancient Americans, culminating with the personal ministry of Jesus Christ to them following his resurrection. The Book of Mormon is a companion scripture to the Bible and has now been translated into over 100 languages. Beginning in 1829, priesthood authority to act in the name of God was bestowed upon Joseph by ancient prophets and apostles who'd been resurrected. In 1830, Joseph Smith formally organized the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Members of the church have since been referred to as Latter-day Saints or simply Saints. Although the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States guarantees the free exercise of religion, that freedom had not yet been well established in practice at the time of Joseph Smith. Consequently, he and the saints were often persecuted by those who disagreed with their beliefs. One winter night, Joseph was dragged from his home by a group of violent men who stripped off his clothes and then covered him in hot tar, leaving him for dead. One of his little children, awakened by the noise, left the house, became sick from the exposure to the cold, and soon died. In 1839, the saints arrived in the state of Illinois in the United States as refugees. Under Joseph's leadership, and despite their poverty, they founded the city of Nauvoo on the Mississippi River. A temple was built where church members received sacred ordinances for themselves and for deceased relatives. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints began to spread across the world. Their peace, however, lasted only a few years. Joseph Smith, who'd been unjustly imprisoned and exonerated numerous times, was then once again incarcerated in Carthage, Illinois in 1844, and was there murdered by a mob at the relatively young age of 38. He died as a martyr. Based on his own experience, Joseph Smith taught that revelation from God did not cease with the ancient apostles of Jesus Christ, but continues even to the present. As Jesus himself said, "I speak the same words unto one nation like unto another. I do this that I may prove that I am the same yesterday, today, and forever, and that I speak forth my words according to mine own pleasure. And because that I have spoken one word, ye need not suppose that I cannot speak another. For my work is not yet finished, neither shall it be until the end of man, neither from that time henceforth or forever." Among the most important prophetic teachings of the prophet Joseph Smith is an understanding of our pre-mortal life. Joseph revealed, man was also in the beginning with God. As the offspring of God, our Heavenly Father, each of us has individual identity in the world of spirits with him. As we come into this world, we obtain a physical body, and the body and the spirit together constitute the soul of man. Joseph also taught that after death, all will be resurrected and become immortal, and that whatever principle of intelligence we attain unto in this life will rise with us in the resurrection. Thus, we will each have identity and purpose eternally in the world to come. Joseph revealed that marriage between man and woman under the authority of God's new and everlasting covenant will endure eternally, as will our family relationships through all generations. His own sufferings made Joseph Smith more compassionate and tolerant. He was vigorous in defending the rights of others. He once said, "If it has been demonstrated that I would give my life would die for a Mormon, I am bold to declare before heaven that I am just as ready to die for a Presbyterian, a Baptist, or a person of any other faith." He lived in poverty much of his life and labored hard to support his family. Consequently, Joseph Smith felt deep empathy for the downtrodden and those who struggled. The poor knew that he understood them. At the same time, Joseph was known for his cheerful disposition. He appreciated good humor, replying, for example, to those who would condemn him and his followers to hell, "If we go to hell, we will turn the devils out and make a heaven of it." Joseph was dynamic and approachable. His people felt close to him and often called him Brother Joseph. He possessed a noble boldness of character, independence of spirit, and a manner that was easy and familiar. Such is the man we honor today with the placement of this statue in the World Peace Dome. To be clear, we do not worship Joseph Smith. He is not a deity, he is not a god. But we readily acknowledge that his continuing influence for good in the world, the revelations that he brought forth, his example of service and sacrifice, and his devotion and witness of the living God, we revere him as a prophet. As I speak to this audience, I feel a great sense of friendship. I'm gratified that you would honor us as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as you honor the prophet Joseph Smith with his statue in this majestic hall built to promote world peace. I honor each of you and express gratitude for your generosity and kindness. I conclude with this statement from the prophet Joseph Smith. Friendship is one of the great fundamental principles of our faith and doctrine. It is designed to revolutionize and civilize the world and cause wars and contentions to cease, and men to become friends and brothers. Even the wolf and the lamb shall lie down together. The greatest aspect of the mission of the prophet Joseph Smith was to bear testimony of Jesus Christ, that he lives. I add my own testimony in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Let's rise in our seats and give a standing ovation to Honorable D. Todd Christopherson. A big round of applause. Thank you very much for coming all the way, and it's really a very, very important moment. Thank you very much. I would now like to invite Honorable Chairman and CEO of SPAN Construction and Engineering, USA, Honorable King Husseinji to address the gathering, but before I do that, I request my technical team to kindly relay a small film made on life and work of Honorable King Hussein.
King Hussein was born in Bombay, India. He received a bachelor's degree in civil structural engineering from the University of Bombay, current day University of Mumbai. He came to the United States and attended Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah, where he graduated with a master's degree in civil structural engineering. After completing his education, King started working as an engineer in the steel building industry. In 1972, King married Diane Clark, who grew up in Afton, Wyoming. Together they have 4 children and 10 grandchildren. In 1980, he established Span Construction and Engineering in Central California and is currently serving as the chairman and CEO. From its humble beginnings, Span has steadily grown to be one of the largest steel building, engineering, and construction firms operating on 4 continents. King founded Span on the principles of keeping commitments at all costs and delivering extraordinary quality, schedule, and service that has differentiated Span in the steel industry. As a result, Span has been ranked number 1 in the steel building industry for 32 consecutive years and counting. In 2014, King was inducted in the Metal Construction News Hall of Fame, an honor recognizing his impact on the industry. He recently received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Madeira Chamber of Commerce for his role in the economic, educational, and civic well-being of the community. In addition to his business ventures, King has been a prominent philanthropist, focusing his efforts on engineering education and supporting interfaith peace worldwide. His efforts range from providing funding to build new schools to helping found the South Asian Consortium for Religion and Law Studies, and helping kick off the first ever business roundtable to advance international religious freedom during the 2019 UN General Assembly. In 2021, King received the Gold Medal Award for Global Business and Interfaith Peace, along with Patrick Gelsinger, CEO of Intel Corporation. He continues to support the work of Brian Grimm, President of Religious Freedom and Business Foundation, who successfully implemented religious freedom initiatives in several Fortune 500 companies globally. King and his wife Diane serve on the executive committee of Brigham Young University's President Leadership Council and were honored to receive the President's Award. King is actively involved in helping design and build projects on the BYU campus, as well as projects for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, BYU Athletic Complex, Indoor Practice Facility, Hinckley Alumni Building, New Engineering Building, Football Stadium Improvements, Family Search Building, Star Valley Temple in Afton, Wyoming, Temple in Bangalore, India, currently under construction. In India, King and his wife Diane are working with Rising Star Outreach to fund the development of the first vaccine, which has the potential to eradicate leprosy. Also, King and Diane have funded 10 eye clinics in the last 2 years through Charity Vision. Recently, Rahul Karhad, Cole Durham, Ron Ganell, and King met with the Honorable Harsh Wardhan Shringla in New Delhi to explore options to conduct the Interfaith Forum Conference in India in conjunction with the G20 Summit, which will be held in India in 2023.
Karad and Rahul Karad for continuing to embrace the sacredness and values of different religions. I first met Dr. Karad and Rahul in early 2019 when I visited MIT World Peace University and this dome, along with Cole Durham, the president of the Interfaith Forum of G20. During my visit, I sensed something was different. Having received my master's degree from Brigham Young University, where learning is not only by study, but also by faith, I realized that MIT also had a higher purpose in educating their students. In fact, we believe that the spirit and the body is the soul of man, the Atma of man. Yeah? And so it was no surprising that when I first met the Karads, I felt that was the mission, is to not only educate students intellectually or academically, but also spiritually. Their underlying belief that the union of science and spirituality will bring peace to humanity. Hence, MIT is preparing students to be a force for good, not only in India, but wherever they go. I believe that Dr. Karad was inspired by God. The vision of Dr. Karad to promote peace and harmony for all of God's children has been his focus for a long time. He is following in the footsteps of Mahatma Gandhi, who gained freedom for India through nonviolence, and whose life was taken because he was promoting peace between two conflicting groups of people. Dr. Karad not only had a vision, but he also acted on his vision by creating this magnificent World Peace Dome. And now, he is honoring the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints by installing the statue of the prophet Joseph Smith, who restored the gospel of Jesus Christ as his main calling. I sincerely thank Dr. Karad for his vision and his belief in implementing it. But with all due respect, I believe Dr. Karad's work is doing more to promote peace than the United Nations. Few days ago, I sent a message to Rahul Karad, thanking him for his support to install the statue of Joseph Smith in this dome. I'll read to you part of his response to me. And I quote, "It will be a great honor and privilege to install the statue of Joseph Smith. All his life, he worked for the cause of religion, harmony, peace, and humanity. I feel it is incumbent upon us and all our future generations to keep the holy flame burning forever. We all have a temporal existence here, but before we transcend to the other world, something constructive must be done to leave this world a better place. Unquote. Well, it is obvious that Dr. Karad and Rahul Karad are keeping the flame burning, and that is the legacy they will leave for future generations. Elder Christopherson asked me to share a brief history of the church in India. The restored gospel of Jesus Christ reached India in 1849 through the tracts from Orson Hyde and preaching by sailors who were members of the church. The first missionaries arrived in India in 1851. Elder David O. McKay was the first leader, the first general authority to visit India in 1921, and he later became the president of the church. In 1982, the church was incorporated in Hyderabad. The church was incorporated as the legal entity by the Indian government, and that was the year the Book of Mormon was printed in Hindi. In 1993, the India Bangalore Mission, in 1993, the India Bangalore Mission was created with Gulcharan Singh Gill as the president, and in 2007, the India New Delhi Mission was created. The first stake was organized in Hyderabad in 2012 by Elder Dallin H. Oaks and Donald H. Hallstrom. A stake in our church is a unit in the basic organization of the church, and it includes anywhere from 6 to 12 or more congregations. In 2015, a stake was organized in Bengaluru. In 2016, a stake was organized in Rajamundry, and in 2017, a stake was organized in New Delhi. And I was fortunate to be there for that event. And something very important happened in 2018. President of our church, President Russell M. Nelson, announced plans to build the first temple in India in Bengaluru. And you saw the image of that temple. Before I share the process of creating the statue of Joseph Smith, I would like to introduce a special guest who is with us today, Elder David Huntsman, who is accompanied by his wife, Michelle. He is the president and chief operating officer of the Huntsman Foundation. And I asked him to share the great work that foundation is doing around the world. Also, the Huntsman family have been doing business with the Reliance Group in India for a long time. So, Elder David Huntsman, it's your time to speak.
Our dear friend King Hussein, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, can I just say, wow. What a remarkable experience to be here with all of you in such a remarkable structure to pay tribute to the prophet Joseph Smith. I pay my respect to Dr. Karad. Thank you very much. It is an honor to be in your country, to be in your city, to be in your home last night, and to be here at your university today. Thank you very much. It is said that there are two kinds of leaders. One type is a conceptualizer, a visionary, a dreamer that can see a better tomorrow. The other type of leader is an implementer, a practical skill set, rolls up their sleeves and get things done. Dr. Karad is a rare individual who possesses both skill sets, and that's why we're able to be gathered here today. I recognize Elder Christofferson and his wife, Sister Christofferson. We love you, we sustain you, and we pray that Heavenly Father will bless you as you travel around the world, blessing the lives of so many. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for me to be here on behalf of the Huntsman Foundation. It was started by my father. My father found great wisdom in the Bible, in the 5th chapter of Matthew, which talks about our obligation to help the poor, the needy, the sick, the afflicted. It's an obligation that we all share and we take very seriously. Can I just say one word regarding the prophet Joseph Smith? That is the reason why we are gathered here today. For me, it's very personal. The prophet Joseph Smith was a promoter of love. He was a restorer of truth. He taught about faith, faith in God above. He taught about hope, hope in the life to come. And he taught about charity, charity toward all of our brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, I express my gratitude to you to be a part of this remarkable event today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now it's time. Please go ahead.
Yeah, we are doing it a little bit differently. I cannot talk about the process of creating the statue without thanking Dr. Ashok Joshi. He has a very special relationship with Dr. Karad, who refers to Ashok as Samrat, meaning the great emperor. I call him Ashoka, the enlightened one. Yeah. Ashoka is a successful businessman who has lived in the Salt Lake City area for 36 years. He is a trusted friend of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He was very instrumental in connecting us with the Karads, with MIT WPU, and helping us for the reason why we are today, to unveil the statue of Prophet Joseph Smith. Ashok warned me, he said, don't mention my name, so I'm going to pay the price for it. Elder Christopherson, an apostle of our church, was assigned to oversee this important assignment to create a statue that best resembled the prophet Joseph Smith. To be specific, the first presidency of the church provided a photo of a large statue of Joseph Smith, which is installed at Joseph Smith's birthplace in the state of Vermont. That was to be used as a pattern to create the statue. That statue, along with many others, was created by a talented sculptor, D.J. Bowden, who's sitting on the stand with us today. Okay. I have 10 more pages to finish, okay? DJ came to Pune and with the hospitality of the Karrads, worked with the local sculptor, Dilip Roham, who is also here today. And together they created the statue that was approved first by Elder Christopherson, and then he took it to the first presidency for the final approval. And this is the statue image that you see today. Okay. So I want to thank DJ Bowden and Dilip Roham for their very valuable service. On a personal level, I am grateful to God for the prophet Joseph Smith, for his life of sacrifice and for his role in restoring the gospel of Jesus Christ, including translating the Book of Mormon, because it has blessed my life and brought me closer to Jesus Christ. Among many principles that Joseph Smith taught, he also advocated the right of all human beings, the freedom to worship according to the dictates of their own conscience. He taught, we claim the privilege of worshiping Almighty God according to the dictates of our own conscience and allow all men the same privilege. Let them worship how, where, and what they may. He also encouraged self-reliance and the need to follow the commandment of Jesus Christ to love our neighbor as ourselves. Members of our church and the church itself strives to help those in need all around us, who we believe are also children of God. Our church continues to provide humanitarian aid to the needy in many nations. This is an important commitment by our church over the years. Last year alone, the church provided $1 billion in humanitarian aid to address needs globally. I am grateful for this opportunity to work with Elder Christopherson on this assignment. It has truly been a special experience for me. Elder Christopherson's life is not his own. When he got called to be a leader, an apostle for the church, His life belongs to the Lord now. And he will spend the rest of his life in the ministry wherever the Lord takes him. Just recently, he and his wife returned actually yesterday from an 11-day trip to Africa. So his ministry is wherever the Lord needs them. I also acknowledge the great support that is given to MIT by Ron Gunnell, the global envoy for the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, Richard Nelson, liaison to the United Nations for the church that he served for 21 months, for Cole Durham, president of the Interfaith Forum of G20, and Brian Grimm, president of Religious Freedom and Business Foundation. I close with God's blessing to be with Dr. Karad and Rahul Karad in their effort to be ambassadors for peace and for all humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. My friends, it's now time when I request and invite the President of Brigham Young University, Honorable Kevin Wathen, to address the gathering. But before I invite him to address the gathering, I request my technical team to kindly relay a small film made on life and work of Honorable Kevin Wathen.
As one of North America's largest church-sponsored universities, Brigham Young University has a unique role in American education. It is a respected scholarly institution with nationally ranked academic programs, and it is also an institution grounded in faith. Sponsored by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, BYU is home to more than 34,000 students. Kevin J. Worthen was inaugurated as its president in 2014. A native of a small coal mining town in Utah, Worthen attended the College of Eastern Utah before later earning bachelor's and Juris Doctor degrees from BYU. He also served 2 years as a full-time missionary in Monterrey, Mexico. After graduating from BYU Law with highest honors, Worthen served a prestigious law clerkship in Washington, D.C., with Justice Byron R. White of the United States Supreme Court. As a legal scholar, Worthen specializes in Native American law and the rights of indigenous peoples. He practiced law in Arizona before joining the BYU faculty, later becoming dean of BYU's highly ranked J. Reuben Clark Law School. He and his wife Peggy are the parents of 3 children and 7 grandchildren. As BYU's 13th president, one of Worthen's goals is to expand hands-on experiential learning opportunities for undergraduates. The multi-million-dollar Inspiring Learning Initiative, which he founded, has provided research, mentoring, and learning experiences for thousands of students. President Worthen has encouraged students to live with faith and to use their education to heal and serve the world. At the entrance to the BYU campus, a sign encourages students to enter to learn and go forth to serve. President Worthen's life has embodied this phrase as he has faithfully served his family, his church, the university, and its students.
Honorable Kevin Wathen.
I'm honored to be invited to speak at this remarkable and historic event, which includes 2 of my heroes, Elder Christofferson and King Hussein. I'm extremely grateful to Dr. Karad and his son Rahul for so graciously hosting us and for issuing the invitation. I first met both of them as they attended and came to our campus in Utah, and I learned 2 things about them. Number 1, they loved students. And I hope you understood as we came in, there are a lot of students here. And they were the ones, and those are the main concern for Dr. Karad and his son. And number two, they were interested not just in educating the minds of their students, but the heart and soul. A holistic approach to education that is often missing in higher education in the United States. And I found a kindred spirit in both of them who were interested in providing that kind of education to wonderful students, and I thank them for this opportunity of being involved in this program. As president of a university that is founded, supported, and guided by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the decision to include the statue of Joseph Smith in the Worldwide Peace Dome is both deeply moving and one cause for gratitude. I want to speak just for a moment about Joseph Smith's views on education. Although his opportunity for formal education was extremely limited, he only attended up until the 3rd grade, Joseph Smith greatly valued education. In order to understand how he greatly valued it, you need to understand a little bit about the teachings of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. A fundamental belief of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is that all human beings are beloved spirit sons and daughters of heavenly parents, and as such, each person has a divine nature and destiny. As Elder Christofferson explained in his remarks, we believe that all human beings lived with God as his children in a pre-mortal existence, and that in that realm, we accepted his plan by which we, his children, could obtain a physical body and gain earthly experiences to progress toward perfection and ultimately realize our divine nature as heirs of eternal life, of God's life. One of the primary purposes of this mortal life, therefore, is to learn things of eternal significance that we could learn in no other way. Education is thus central to what we believe is God's plan for his children. Joseph Smith taught that it is impossible for a person to be saved in ignorance. He taught that a person is saved no faster than they gain knowledge, and that the glory of God is intelligence. He also taught that whatever principle of intelligence we attain unto in this life, it will rise with us in the resurrection. And if a person gains knowledge and intelligence in this life through diligence and obedience, he will have so much the advantage in the world to come. As subsequent church leaders have explained, to members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, salvation itself through Jesus Christ is a process of education. Knowledge is a means of eternal progress. While the core exalting knowledge we seek centers on the truths of the gospel of Jesus Christ, our need to learn is not limited to traditional theology. Joseph Smith taught that the first and fundamental principle of our holy religion is that we believe we have a right to embrace all and every item of truth without limitation. In a revelation given to Joseph Smith, God commanded Latter-day Saints to learn, quote, things both in heaven and in earth and under the earth, things which have been, things which are, things which may shortly come to pass, things which are at home, things which are abroad, the wars and the perplexities of the nations and the judgments which are on the land, and a knowledge also of countries and kingdoms. Those of you who are listening may have seen talk about the disciplines of geology, astronomy, history, political science. These are all commandments we believe from God to learn these things. In short, as the BYU mission statement makes clear, the gospel, as we understand it, encourages the pursuit of all truth. Thus, for Latter-day Saints, as one of our church leaders said, the acquisition of knowledge is a sacred activity. With this background, one can understand why a visitor to a 19th century Latter-day Saint community founded by Joseph Smith observed that Latter-day Saints have what he called an extravagant thirst for knowledge. One can also understand why the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has established Brigham Young University and 3 other institutions of higher education, and why it is now developing online educational opportunities for people throughout the world. Joseph Smith also taught that the ultimate goal of education is not solely the acquisition of abstract information. The goal is to change our nature, to develop our character so that we can become more godlike. And that requires, among other things, that we learn to serve others unselfishly as Jesus Christ did. Education is important in that respect because the more we know, the better we can serve. As Brigham Young taught, our education should be such as to improve our minds and fit us for increased usefulness, to make us of greater service to the human family. Or in the words of our current prophet, Russell M. Nelson, we educate our minds so that one day we can render service of worth to somebody else. Thus, our goal at Brigham Young University is not merely to provide students with the skills they need to get a job, though that is important. It is to help prepare them to serve and lift others now and in the eternities. That kind of preparation requires a unique university model, one that teaches students to seek learning, as Joseph Smith taught, by study and by faith. At Brigham Young University, we believe that study and faith reinforce each other, that belief enhances inquiry and study amplifies faith. In keeping with this teaching, our aim at Brigham Young University is to provide an education that, number one, is spiritually strengthening, number two, intellectually enlarging, number three, character building, all of this leading to lifelong learning and service. A sign at the entrance to the university sums it up well. It reads, "Enter to learn, go forth to serve." I hope each of you will have an understanding of what Joseph Smith meant when he said, "In knowledge there is power, power to fulfill our divine destiny as children of God." My wish on this occasion is that those who enter this dome and this university feel a measure of that power as they experience this sacred space. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now it's time when I request the founder president of Mahabodhi International Meditation Center, Leh, Ladakh, Bharat, Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena ji, to address the gathering. But before I do that, I request my technical team to kindly relay a small film made on life and work of Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena ji.
Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena was born in the Himalayan region of Ladakh, India. Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena was born in the Himalayan region of Ladakh, India. At the age of 17, he joined the Indian Army, where he developed a strong sense of personal discipline and responsibility. 1977 was a particularly significant year in his life, but this is when he felt the inner spiritual call and decided to leave the army. He left the mountains of Ladakh far behind him and became a committed disciple of the renowned Buddhist scholar and celebrated monk. In 1986, Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena founded the Mahabodhi International Meditation Center, MIMC, in Ladakh. Since then, he has worked tirelessly and selflessly to put the Buddha's teachings on loving kindness and compassion into action. And now, MIMC has become one of the leading NGOs in India. Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena has travelled extensively around the world and participated in many international conferences, seminars, and workshops. He urges everyone to promote issues such as spiritual and cultural values, literacy, and environmental protection. Furthermore, he also raises his voice against issues concerning the whole world, like destructive armaments, destruction of the environment and ecology, human injustice, consumerism, economic imbalance, and racism. Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena is actively working with several other leading national and international organizations which are committed to the development work towards a safer, peaceful, and integrated world. We warmly welcome Venerable
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed further, with the permission from the guests and all of you present here, I would like to facilitate, I would like to pay our respect and gratitude to the man who created a piece of heaven on earth, who brought so many people from all parts of the world together in this beautiful World Peace Dome and allow us to experience something very, very historic and unique. And this person is no other than Dr. Karat, the founder of this esteemed university, University of Peace. There are so many universities, so many institutions, but University of Peace, University of Harmony, University of Religious Harmony are not many. So I hope you will all agree with me. On behalf of everyone present here, we like to pay our respect and felicitate Dr. Karat, the embodiment of peace and harmony, the embodiment of religious harmony. I hope you all agree. Thank you.
Let's give a big round of applause, my friends, to revered Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karat, sir. Thank you very much. I now request Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena ji to address the gathering.
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. May all the divine beings, may all the divine powers from all the directions of the universe may kindly look at us and shower their blessing upon all of us who have come together in this beautiful, the World Peace Dome for the success of our coming together. Thank you. The chief guest for the occasions, Honorable Satish Mahana ji, the honorable speakers of the Assembly of Uttar Pradesh, and our most respected and dearest Drs. D. Vishwanath Karat, the founder of this magnificent University of Peace, and our dear Dr. Rahul Karat, and all the distinguished guests present on the dais and off the dais. Namaskar, Jule, greetings, warmest greetings to all of you from the coldest land of Ladakh in the Himalayas. It is my great honor and privilege to come and be part of this historic programs, the World Peace Harmony Conference, and unveiling the statue of the Prophet Joseph Smith, the American religious leader and the founder of the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints at World Peace Dome, Vishwaraj, Baug, Pune, Bharat. I do not know what to express how to express in words the experience, the feeling I have in this magnificent, World Peace Dome. The peace, the love, the harmony, the friendship I'm experiencing here cannot be expressed in words. Therefore, I'm finding difficult to find words to express my gratitude to Dr. Karat for creating this wonderful place. I would say the piece of heaven on the earth, and bringing so many people together here to experience the universal peace, the universal brotherhood and sisterhood. The truth is one, peace is one. People maybe look different, but this, you know, we visit so many places in the world, we meet so many people, but this kind of place and this kind of meeting is truly rare. Rare in the sense, today, the world need the most urgent need of the present world is peace and harmony, is brotherhood and sisterhood. You know, it is now more than 8 months since the Russian and Ukraine wars begins. Our world leaders still have not been successful in stopping this brutal war. So therefore, I think the responsibility of the religious leaders becomes even more. I am confident, I have full hope in the religious leaders to bring peace, to bring better understanding than the politicians. Yes, I don't say all the politicians are bad, but they have their own agenda. They have their own selfish interests. They don't think globally, you know, but the world is one. We must now today change this thing that think globally and work globally. We must change this, think globally and work globally. Friends, whether you are American or European or Asian, whether you are Buddhists, Muslims, Christians, fundamentally we are same human beings. We are all born in the same way, we are growing in the same way, and we will all one day have to die, have to live. No difference. Whether we are American, European, Asian, Buddhist, Muslim, Christians, we share the same planet, same Mother Earth. We breathe the same air. We drink the same water for our survival. We live under one sun, one moon, one sky. Where is the difference? There may be a slight difference on the color of the surface of our face, but fundamentally we are same. We all have 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 ears, 1 mouth, 2 hands, 2 legs. And we have one heart somewhere here. And inside the heart also we have the same wish, the same desire, the same wish and desire to avoid all kinds of problems, suffering, and the same wish and desire to enjoy real peace, real harmony, safe. So where is the difference, my dears? Who created this difference? How come it that we started looking at each other differently? We are not strangers to each other. We are not different to each other. We are all brothers and sisters. We are member of one family, the human family. We are member of one family, the global family. This is what we need to understand and create. And who will create? No other than religious leader. In the eyes of religious leaders, you know, we are all same. In the eyes of God, we are all same human beings. In the eyes of God, in the eyes of Buddha, there's no difference. There's no such as American, European, Asian, Buddhist, Muslim, Christians. We are all same. And this can be done only by religious leaders. Dear friends, I often say that different religions are like different flowers. The color of the difference may be different. The shape of the flowers may be different. But they are all flowers contributing beauty. Therefore, more flowers, more beauty, less flower, less beauty, no flower, no beauty. So we must look at the different religion like different flowers. We must look at different nation like different garden. And it is so. And if we can develop this attitude, the new attitude, new views towards others, the world will be different, friends. There will be no war. There will be no killing. There will be no division. There will be no hatred. The world, this very earth will become heaven. We all can experience divine life here and now. We don't need to think and wait to experience heavenly world or heavenly life. It is right here. We need to clean our hearts. We need to clean our wrong views or misunderstanding about each other. We are all brothers and sisters. And for this, I must say, Dr. Bharat, the founder of this university, is the best example. He is the best example of Vasudeva Kutumbaka. He is the best example of Jagat Guru. For me, you, sir, you are the real Jagat Guru. We have many Jagat Gurus, but you are the real Jagat Gurus. You can see it. So many people from all parts of the world are here, sitting together, sharing together love and compassion. You are real Jagat Guru, and you are the best example of Vasudeva. The world is one family. Sir, we pray and invoke the blessings of the Lord upon you for your good health and long life, so that you can continue to guide the humanity and bring peace and harmony in the world, which is much more needed than ever before. You are our light, you are our delight, you are our guide, sir. Guide, light, delight. Thank you so much for your love, for your hard work, for creating this. And I look forward to work with you. From the top of Himalaya, I look forward for your guidance to work together for world peace. Last 30 years, I have been enrolled in world peace work and religious harmony. Some 10, 15 years before, I had the honor to meet him in some conference. Ever since I knew him, I have been trying to visit, but somehow got delayed. Finally, I am here. I'm so happy to be here to see and experience this wonderful. I'm feeling such a great peace and harmony and love here. I hope you all are experiencing. If you are not experiencing, I'm sorry. You can't find in other place. There is no hope for you others if you cannot experience peace and harmony, love and compassion here in this beautiful, like heaven, peace pagoda. I will not take much time. I know so many distinguished speakers here. And let us all take a vow today before we leave. Before we leave this holy place, this sacred place, let us take a vow that from today, all of us who are present here is a messenger of peace. All of who is present here is an ambassador of compassion. All of who are present here is a bodhisattva, a would-be Buddha. If we all can take this vow and consider ourselves messenger of peace, ambassador of compassion, a bodhisattva, the world, we can change, my dear world. The world is, whatever problems there are created by us. So therefore, anything created by us can be stopped, can be reversed. We are the hope, you are the hope of the future of the world, my dears. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming together. From today onwards, we will all dedicate our life for the peace and harmony, brotherhood of this beautiful earth, this beautiful human life. We can't afford to waste this precious human life. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let's give a big round of applause to Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena ji. Thank you very much. Oh, definitely a big round of applause and a standing ovation to revered Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karat sir and Venerable Bhikkhu Sanghasena ji. Todd Christopherson, such a beautiful gathering. And I'm really happy to announce, I request everyone to be seated, please. I request all the students to be seated, please. We have few more moments to go before we conclude with the ceremony. I request all the students to be seated, please. My friends, it is really a good fortune to announce on behalf of Honorable Executive President of MIT World Peace University, Shri Rahul V. Karat, that those who are interested in undertaking a dedicated meditation program MIT World Peace University would be sponsoring a 1-week dedicated program to meditation at the center of Mahabodhi International Meditation Center, Leh Ladakh, Bharat. Let's give a big round of applause to this thought that MIT World Peace University, on behalf of Executive President Shri Rahul Karat sir, would be sponsoring 1-week meditation program at Leh Ladakh. If any student is interested, you are requested to write an email to registrar@mitworldpeaceuniversity.com and express your wish. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's give a big round of applause to Rahul Karat sir for this thought and execution. Thank you very much. And it's time when I invite the chief guest of this session, the Honorable Speaker of Uttar Pradesh State Legislative Assembly, Honorable Satish Mahanaji. But before I invite him to address the gathering, I request my technical team if they can please play a small film made on life and work of Honorable Satish Mahanaji.
Shri Satish Mahana is a member and incumbent speaker of the Uttar Pradesh Legislative Assembly. He has served since the 11th Legislative Assembly and is currently representing Maharajpur constituency of Kanpur. He did his early schooling from St. Joseph's Senior Secondary School and attended the Kanpur University to obtain Bachelor of Science degree. He participated in the 2009 general elections as a BJP candidate from Kanpur and served as the vice leader of Bharatiya Janata Party in 16th Vidhan Sabha of Uttar Pradesh. Shri Satish Mahana is also a former coordinator of Bajrang Dal, the youth wing of Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Shri Mahana has been MLA for 8 straight terms. He served as Minister of State for Housing and Urban Development from 1997 to 2002. After 2012, he has been representing Maharajpur Assembly constituency of Kanpur, Nagar district of Uttar Pradesh. In 2017, Shri Mahana was appointed a Minister of Industrial Development in the Uttar Pradesh government. Shri Mahana has travelled to about 35 countries and takes special interest in social work, reading, tourism and music. We warmly welcome Shri Satish Mahana.
And welcome with a big round of applause, Honorable Shri Satish Mahanaji.
Hello, yes. Thank you very much. Indeed, it's my proud privilege and happiness to be here on this occasion when MIT World Peace University is organizing this program of World Peace and Harmony, and also unveiling of statue of Prophet Joseph Smith, American religious leader and founder of Church of Jesus Christ. I would like to thank respected Shri Vishwanath Karat ji, Shri Rahul Karat ji, for inviting me here. 2 months back, I was in their university in Pune on the occasion of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. That was a very important program organized by MIT University. Because when we think about the democracy, when we think about the people of India, when we think about the Constitution, so there are 4 pillars according to the democracy, according to our Constitution now. Legislature, judiciary, and the government side, execute the people, those who are executing the system. And 4th, we name as media persons.
So this is most important, that all the four pillars of the democracy must support each other for the betterment of the state, for the progress of the state. But sometimes we feel and we see difference between all these four. And when I am here to speak about the peace and harmony of the world, just now, respected Sri Shangasa ji from Leh Ladakh, he was saying that some of the leaders, they don't want peace. I would like to humbly request you, everybody on the earth who is born as a human, they need peace. Whether they come from different religions, different castes and creeds, but when we see, as a human, everyone wants to be happy, everyone wants to be smiling, and when we look after any of the persons across the world, the face of the smiling person is the same. The face of satisfaction is the same. The face of happiness is the same. Whether he comes from Christianity, whether he comes from Hinduism, whether he comes from different religions also. And unfortunately, when he's sad, so that is the same face across the world and across the universe also. So everybody wants to be happy and everyone wants to have peace in their mind. For that, we have to come together. And when we come together, this word has been used many a times on many important stages across the world also, especially from the culture where we come. We say Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Vasudeva Kutumbakam, whole family as a word as a family. When word is a family, so everybody wants peace within the family also. We come from the religion where we say कि सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, everybody must be sukhi. सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुर्भाग् भवेत्. We don't say that only this religion or the people living on this earth, this country, this religion, they must be happy. We want the world to be happy. We want that world must come together as a family for happiness and peace. Sometimes I think that the religious leaders, those who are well placed, they have to come on the same platform. In our culture, we say that every flowing river has to go to the ocean. Similarly, when we say that every religion goes to the God. And all religions, they have only one thing. You must be kind, you must be cordial, you are not only for yourself, you have to work for the poor, work for the mankind. Or when you work for the mankind, then it is important that you are a pure human being. So this thing has to come from the religious friends. Is it possible, as Rahul ji was saying, that this statue, important statue, whom we all respect, and that's why we are here, who has worked for the humanity, who has built up that church for the Jesus Christ there in America. So is it possible that across the world, these type of statues, from India only, as Rahul said, कि भगवान राम की statue भी वहाँ पर लग सकती है क्या? Come with this faith. We have to come forward. We are trying that this time. We try that we are more superior than one another. हम दूसरे से श्रेष्ठ होने की बात करते हैं. हम दूसरे को नीचा दिखाने की बात करते हैं. हम दूसरों को साथ लेने की जिस समय बात करेंगे, उस समय हम पीस की बात करेंगे. मैं इस बात को कहना चाहता हूँ कि many a times when people are there, लोग कहते हैं कि हम किसी की टांग खींचने की बात करते हैं, हम किसी को नीचा दिखाने की बात करते हैं. ये नहीं करना चाहिए. We can say something better of us. हमारे को अपनी लाइन बड़ी खींचनी है, दूसरे की लाइन छोटी करने का काम नहीं करना. हम अपने बारे में अच्छा बताएं, ये महत्वपूर्ण हो सकता है, ये ज़रूरी हो सकता है, लेकिन हम किसी को नीचा दिखाने की बात करें, ये ज़रूरी नहीं हो सकता. मैं किसी एक व्यक्ति की शादी में गया था, उन्होंने अपनी लैंग्वेज में, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू नेम द रिलीजन ऑफ इट, तो उन्होंने बोला कि हमारे धर्म में ऐसा 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 सब कुछ अच्छा है, लेकिन ऑन द नेक्स्ट लाइन ही सेड कि उनके धर्म में ये खराब है। कैन वी स्टॉप दैट? क्या हम उसको रोक सकते हैं? कि जिस समय हम पीस की बात करते हैं तो ऑल ऑफ अस हैव टू कम टुगेदर ऑन वन स्टेज एंड से दैट हम किसी की भी बुराई नहीं करने जा रहे हैं। हम अपनी अच्छाई बताकर लोगों को जोड़ने की बात कर सकते हैं, लेकिन किसी की बुराई बताकर उसको हटाने की बात नहीं कर सकते। दिस इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट। और जिस समय हम इस बात के लिए आगे बढ़ेंगे तो किसी भी स्थान के ऊपर कोई भी व्यक्ति होगा जो रिलीजियस होगा, जो सोशल होगा, जो पॉलिटिकल होगा, उसको साथ देने के लिए लोग आगे आएंगे। जिस समय हम इस बात को सोचते हैं, हमारे को ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात, आई कम फ्रॉम ए स्टेट विच इज़ द लैंड ऑफ गॉड्स, राम कृष्ण और शिव का है, विच इज़ द लैंड ऑफ बुद्धिज्म। अगर बुद्धिस्ट सर्किट की बात करें तो बुद्धिस्ट केम फ्रॉम कुशीनगर देव, वो वहाँ पर बुद्धिस्ट के लैंड है, दैट इज़ द लैंड ऑफ ताज। वो सारे के सारे जिस समय हम सारी की सारी बात करते हैं तो वसुदेव कुटुंबकम की जब हम बात करें, विश्व के कल्याण की बात करते हैं, जब हम प्राणी मात्र में सब धारणा करें, वी डोंट से दैट मतलब हार्मनी मस्ट बी देयर विद इन द ह्यूमन बीइंग, वी से हार्मनी मस्ट बी देयर विद इन ऑल क्रिएचर्स ऑफ द सिस्टम। सारे क्रिएचर्स के बीच में हार्मनी होनी चाहिए। हम दूसरे क्रिएचर्स के साथ हार्मनी कैसे नहीं कर सकते? हम उनके प्रति अहिंसा कैसे कर सकते हैं? अहिंसा कर सकते हैं, हिंसा नहीं कर सकते उनके खिलाफ। तो ये बातें जो दूसरे के साथ मिलकर हम सब लोगों को करनी है, ये बड़ी महत्वपूर्ण बात होती है। आज यहाँ पर इस डोम में जिसमें हम देखते हैं तो सारे रिलीजियस लीडर्स के यहाँ पर, क्या ऐसा ही सीन हमारे को दुनिया में सारे धर्मों में देखने को मिल सकता है क्या? जिसमें हम सब धर्मों में इस प्रकार का सीन देखेंगे तब हम विश्व शांति की बात कर सकेंगे, तब हम विश्व प्रोग्रेस की बात कर सकेंगे। अगर हम दूसरे स्थान के ऊपर इसको नहीं देखेंगे तो ये सिर्फ बात किताबों के अंतर्गत रह जाएगी, और जिस समय किताबों में रह जाएगी तो इस प्रकार की बातें हम बरसों तक और सदियों तक करते रहेंगे। मेरे को सौभाग्य मिला, मैंने वन ऑफ द शंकराचार्य से मैंने बात करी। मैंने उनको बोला कि हम कहते हैं कि सारी नदियाँ समुद्र में जाकर मिलती हैं, लेकिन कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि हमारी नदी है, हमारी नदी के अलावा कुछ नहीं है। तो जो हमारी नदी है इसको समाप्त करना पड़ेगा, और जिस समय गॉड की बात है तो वो परम परमेश्वर जो निरंकार है, जिसका कोई स्वरूप नहीं है। सारे धर्म, व्हेन इट कम्स टू लॉर्ड जीसस, वी ऑल रिस्पेक्ट हिम। हमारे सबके मन में उनके प्रति श्रद्धा है। वी से दैट ही इज द सन ऑफ गॉड। हु इज गॉड? तो भगवान कौन है? हम कहते हैं भगवान के अवतार हैं हिंदुस्तान। तो भगवान के अगर अवतार है तो भगवान कौन है? वो भगवान परम ब्रह्म परमात्मा परमेश्वर जो निराकार है, जिसको हम गॉड, आजकल नए कंसेप्ट आए गॉड पार्टिकल्स के नाम से जाने, जिसने इस सृष्टि की रचयिता करी है, जिसने इस ब्रह्मांड की रचय, जो इस ब्रह्मांड को चलाने वाला है, जो इस सोल को, इस आत्मा को उस परमात्मा के साथ मिलाना चाहता है। हम जिस समय सोल की बात करते हैं, जिस समय मनुष्य की बात करते हैं, तो हम कहते हैं यत पिंडे पिंडे तत् ब्रह्मांडे। जहाँ पिंड है वहीं ब्रह्मांड है, जहाँ आत्मा है वहीं परमात्मा है। तो हम अपनी आत्मा में परमात्मा को देख सके, इसके लिए जिस समय हम आगे बढ़ेंगे तो उस समय वर्ल्ड पीस की हम सब बात कर सकते हैं। ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण बात है जो प्रोफेसर कराट साहब ने यहाँ पर आज प्रारंभ किया। इसको हम कैसे दूसरे की आलोचना किए बिना अपनी लाइन को बड़ा करके लोगों को कैसे समझा सकते हैं? क्या जितने भी स्पिरिचुअल लीडर्स हैं, क्या ये अपने धर्म को मानने वाले लोगों को ये बता सकते हैं क्या कि कोई भी पॉलिटिकल आदमी, कोई भी सिस्टम आपको अगर रास्ते से भटकाने का प्रयास करे तो आप उससे मत भटकना, आप ह्यूमैनिटी के ऊपर चलना, आप इंसानियत के ऊपर चलना। क्या ऐसा कर सकते हैं क्या? हम अपनी कमजोरी कहीं दूसरे के ऊपर तो नहीं डाल सकते। इस बात को सब हम लोगों ने देखना है। और जिस समय हम सब लोग मिलकर, जैसे मैंने कहा कि डेमोक्रेसी के चारों पिलर मिलकर जिस समय काम करेंगे, उस समय हम डेमोक्रेसी की पूरी बात कर सकेंगे। उसी प्रकार से मैं कहता हूँ कि इस धरती के ऊपर रहने वाले हर व्यक्ति, किसी भी धर्म के हों, किसी भी जाति के हों, किसी भी पंथ के हों, जब सब लोग एक भाषा में का उपयोग करेंगे तब हम विश्व शांति की बात कर सकें। हमारी भाषा अलग हो, हम दूसरे को नीचा दिखाना चाहें। अभी पिछले दिनों एक सीन हम सब लोगों ने देखा, किसी एक स्थान के ऊपर कोई एक व्यक्ति अपने धर्म के बारे में बता रहा था, उसको बताने की अधिकार है, उसको कहना चाहिए, लेकिन अपने धर्म के बात बताते बताते दूसरे के धर्म की आलोचना वहीं पर शुरू कर दी। तो ये इस धरती के ऊपर स्वीकार नहीं होगी। इस धरती के ऊपर स्वीकार वही होगा जो अपनी बात कह सकने के साथ दूसरे का सम्मान करे। दूसरे का सम्मान किए बिना हम विश्व शांति की बात नहीं कर सकते। और जब हम दूसरे का सम्मान करेंगे, और वो हमारे धर्म ने, हमारी संस्कृति ने, धर्म इज नॉट ओनली द वे ऑफ रिलीजन, इट इज नॉट ओनली द वे ऑफ वर्शिप। धर्म इज व्हाट इज इनबिल्ट ऑफ ह्यूमैनिटी। ह्यूमैनिटी इज धर्म, आवर ड्यूटी इज धर्म। हम कहते हैं कि सूरज का क्या धर्म है? सूरज का धर्म है गर्मी देना, हम कहते हैं कि चंद्रमा का क्या धर्म है? चंद्रमा का धर्म है शीतलता देना। हम कहते हैं पिता का क्या धर्म है? अपने बच्चों का पालन पोषण करना। और बच्चों का क्या धर्म है? अपने पिता का सम्मान करना। ये धर्म है। और जिस समय इस धर्म की बात करेंगे तो उस समय वर्ल्ड पीस की बात होगी। जिस समय दूसरे के चेहरे के ऊपर मुस्कुराहट देखने की बात करेंगे उस समय वर्ल्ड पीस की बात होगी। जिस समय प्लेजर ऑफ गिविंग नहीं, प्लेजर ऑफ गिविंग होगा, प्लेजर ऑफ टेकिंग नहीं होगा। जिस समय किसी को कुछ देकर हम उस ज्ञान को बढ़ाने की बात करेंगे, उन संस्कारों को बढ़ाने की बात करेंगे, तब विश्व शांति की बात होगी। जिस समय हम विश्व शांति की बात करेंगे उस समय पूरा देश, पूरी दुनिया एक प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर आएगी और वो ह्यूमैनिटी होगी, वो मानवता होगी, वो समर्पण होगा, वो एक दूसरे को कुछ देने की बात होगी। हम एक दूसरे को देने की बजाय एक दूसरे से लेने का प्रयास करते हैं। और जब हम लेने का प्रयास करते हैं तब विघटन होता है। जब देने का प्रयास करते हैं और देने वाले का हाथ हमेशा ऊपर रहता है, अपने आप को हमेशा ऊपर रखने का प्रयास करेंगे, तब विश्व शांति की हम बात कर सकेंगे। मैं बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ डॉक्टर कराट के प्रति। उन्होंने बहुत बड़ा मिशन अपने हाथ में लिया है। ये कोई छोटा मोटा मिशन नहीं है, बहुत बड़ा मिशन उन्होंने अपने हाथ में लिया और उसके लिए उन्होंने काम मूर्ति रूप में करके दिखाया है। मन, वचन और कर्म से अगर कोई व्यक्ति एक नज़र आता है तो मैंने डॉक्टर कराट को देखा है कि मन, वचन और कर्म से वो अपने लिए, पूरे समाज के लिए समर्पित। मैं उनको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि स्वस्थ रहें, दीर्घायु हो इनकी, और इस प्रकार का ये काम समाज की एकता का, शांति का, सद्भाव का, समर्पण का ये हमेशा करते रहें। इन्हीं शुभकामनाओं के साथ मैं पुनः एक बार आपके प्रति हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
A big round of applause, my friends, for Honorable Satish Maharaj ji. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your words of wisdom.
I request all the students to give a standing ovation to Satish Mahanaji. Last 35-37 years consistently he has won the election and 8 times MLA, and the faith of the people, love of the people, and the spotless career. Important thing is the spotless career of such a leader. Thank you so much, sir, for your participation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now it's time when I invite UNESCO chairholder, revered Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karat, sir, founder and chief patron of MIRES MIT Pune and president of MIT World Peace University Pune, Bharat. Please put your hands together and welcome with a big round of applause, revered Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karat, sir.
Honorable chief guest of today's function, the Speaker of Uttar Pradesh Assembly, Sri Satish Mahanaji, and most revered Honorable D. Todd Christopherson, a religious leader, a member of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints from Salt Lake City, and all his colleagues, the Honorable Vice Chancellor King Hussein, and so many great men accompanying him on this most historic occasion of installation of the Prophet Jesus Smith. A very unique event is taking place today, and what a good fortune, friends. Ashok, can you come here? Give him a big applause. He's Ashok Joshi. यहाँ वाई बोल के तर्क तीर्थ लक्ष्मण शास्त्री जोशी साहब, भारत के बड़े ग्रेट फिलोसोफर ऑफ इंडिया, his nephew, but he is my classmate. We were together studying in College of Engineering, Pune, and let me tell you friends, he has so much in his belly and the heart to say and speak to you, but only because of the time constraint, he is keeping mum. we had the fortune of meeting in the city of Chicago. You know it, friends, the Chicago is more known in the whole world because of the very unique speech and an address which was delivered by the great nobles of India, your own elder brother, in the year 1893 on 11th September. That city of Chicago had invited me for some speech, a keynote address on the mission of what religion stands for and what science stands for. 40 साल के बाद ये मिला मुझे, 40 साल के बाद हमारी पहचान हुई बाद में. And he said to me, Vishwanath, we are meeting after 40 years nearly, but I want to insist and request you, like a brother to you, that you must come to Salt Lake City. And he made a mention of this Mormon community. ये तो नाम मैंने सुना नहीं था. जब अशोक बोला कि आप एक बार आओ और देखो तो सही, you must come and see and meet them. What is their uniqueness? And after some time in 2015, I had the fortune of visiting Salt Lake City as one of the keynote speakers in an assembly of about 10,000 delegates. Imagine, 10,000 minimum. And the Honorable Vice Chancellor and everybody, Richard Nelson is sitting here, King Hussein is sitting here. I had the fortune of delivering an address to those 10,000 people. I can't imagine. This is not more than 2,000 to 3,000. But 10,000 delegates coming from world over of different religions. And some or the other, I could speak for about 10 minutes, only 10. And had a mention of the words of wisdom, that union of science and religion, oblique spirituality alone will help to bring harmony and peace to mankind. I still remember, Ashok knows, Milind Pandey, our Vice Chancellor, knows. For this one sentence, 10,000 delegates stood up for 2 minutes. I'm not praising myself. I'm telling you the truth. And it was such a huge applause in appreciation of the words of wisdom spoken by Vivekananda. And I was instrumental to repeat. And that time it was decided that yes, he explained to me this whole story. And then he arranged Richard Nelson and himself. And our another friend was King Hussein. Not very difficult to meet Todd Christopher's son, who is sitting here in this hall. It was a very unique appointment. We were meant to sit 10 feet away from his chair. Not for a difference, but when I learned, मैं इतना कहूँगा भाई, ये भारत की जो वैष्णव परंपरा है ना, माना जी, ये सुनने लायक है. मैंने देखा कि ये हमारे वाइस चांसलर, I am meeting him after a very long time, but he was the chancellor or the president of that Brigham University. And when we went there with the Richard Nelson and Ashok, the first introduction, why I am doing this, what the purpose behind. So many saints and sages are standing in this hall, but when I met this gentleman, it was almost 12:30 in the afternoon or so, in the noon. And I just requested the Chancellor or the President, can I have a cup of coffee? And thereafter, this gentleman, the President, he said, Professor, sorry, we don't serve tea or coffee. I was shocked. मैं बोला इतनी बड़ी संस्था है, 40,000 स्टूडेंट्स हैं, 10,000 टीचर्स हैं, no tea, no coffee, no drink, no liquor, no meat. ये वैष्णव परंपरा है भाई. और इनके बाद उनके लिए तालियां दे दो. Christopher son, can you stand up for a minute? For you. Yeah. मित्र हो, मी मुद्दाम आपल्याला सांगतो की असं माझ्या जीवनामध्ये मला कधीही कोणी भेटलं नाही. ही ती माणसं आहेत. आणि अशोकमुळे भेट झाली. आणि जेव्हा मला असं लक्षात आलं की जगाच्या पाठीवर 7 डे अद्वैती चर्च नावाची एक संस्था आहे. तेही व्हेजिटेरियन आहेत, प्युअर, नो सिगरेट, नो स्मोकिंग. पण हे माणसं भेटली. and then I learned that there is someone who is so similar, so matching with what Indian culture stands for. भारतीय संस्कृति, भारतीय परंपरा, भारतीय तत्वज्ञान, Vedic literature. Just now Mahana Sahib spoke so well and gave the meaning of what India stands for. ये वैश्विक संस्कृति की भाषा है, वेदों की, उपनिषदों की भाषा है. गलत फहमी हुई, but these were the people who showed me a glimpse of what India would like to convey and proceed and promote. मैं ज़्यादा नहीं बोलूँगा, लेकिन आज जब दिस प्रॉफिट जोसेफ स्मिथ साहब का स्टोरी आपने सुना, यहाँ इस हॉल में दुनिया के ओनली द ग्रेट सेंट्स एंड सेजेस, these statues of almost 24, outside भी है, totally 54. The scientists and the philosophers like Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, Kant, Hegel, Spinoza, Einstein, Newton, Faraday, Darwin, ये सारे साइंटिस्ट बाहर हैं. ध्यान में रखो, अंदर की बात सोचने वाले संत होते हैं. These are the greatest saints, the rishis and munis, who think of always the soul and the mind. शास्त्रज्ञ जो होता है वो देह और बुद्धि की सोचता है. I am grateful to you. You made a mention about education. The absolute right path can be shown only through education. Research. What type of education? It has to be a universal, value-based education system. I repeat, value-based universal education system. I told you, friends, that how can be the system be universal? Is it possible? हर देश की हिस्ट्री अलग है, ज्योग्राफी अलग है, भाषा अलग है, कल्चर अलग है, तो यूनिवर्सल कैसे बन सकता है? Because the universal values of the universe, they are common. The time-tested values as कहा जाता है. और मैंने इन लोगों में, ये मॉर्मन कम्युनिटी का मॉर्मन बुक की बात हुई, मैंने देखा कि ये ऐसा एक अलग सी ये कौम है जो दुनिया को रास्ता दिखाने में इस वर्ल्ड पीस मिशन, प्रमोशन ऑफ कल्चर ऑफ पीस, डेवलपमेंट ऑफ, मंगेश कराड़ बोलता है होलिस्टिक पीस लविंग सोसाइटी. यार ये शब्दों को कोई मीनिंग लाना हो तो शायद इनकी दोस्ती हमको हो सकती है. इसलिए आई जस्ट डिड दिस एक्ट and today it fills my heart with a sense of pride and pleasure when I stand before you, friends, when I see my two great friends and Mr. Ashok Joshi, and a great Indian after 54 years. We are meeting today after कितने साल हुए अपन भेटून. Friends, don't go on his size and this thing. He is a holder of 156 international American patents. Such a great man. Give him a big clap. मेरे नाम पे एक पेटेंट है बस, वो भारतीय है, सिर्फ एक. और इसके नाम पे 156 patents from the Americans. And a passion and a fire. These people, what they spoke, when Mahana Sahib ने जो कहा Let me tell you one word, please, friends. It is not a play of words. ये शब्दों का खेल नहीं, ये दिल से आती है. It's a passion and the fire in their belly that makes them to speak. And that's the real message. पहले जन्मों का नाता होता है. मेरा पठान बेटा यहाँ पे, कोई लोग है सामने. It's all relationship. Please try to understand. It has been said that this, इसको भाई no architect, no planner, no designer, concept कहाँ से आया, कैसे हुआ, बड़ी लंबी कहानी है. बट मैं एक बताना चाहता हूँ कि टुडे स्पीकर्स इंक्लूडिंग द चीफ गेस्ट ऑनरेबल स्पीकर महाना साहब, everybody was speaking with the passion and the fire in their belly. उनके मन में एक भावना है, जिद है. And they have a sense of commitment, honesty and integrity पूरा. पीस ऑफ माइंड की बात करते हैं, लेकिन मैं बहुत गौर से सुन रहा था. They had used a very great words of admiration for whatever has come up here. It is not individual's mission. It's an outcome of the blessings of Sant Gyaneshwar and Sant Tukaram, I always say. And Sant Gyaneshwar to Einstein, ये जर्नी है, ध्यान में रखो. इसके पीछे बहुत मकसद है भाई. आपको सीखना है, मेरे स्टूडेंट्स को. प्लीज ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड हु यू आर. आपके माता पिता की अपेक्षा क्या है? What is the expectation of your mother and father? What do they want really from you? ऐसी सारी बहुत बातें सीखने को मिली. ये स्टैच्यूज की तरफ देख लो भाई एक बार. If you come late in the evening alone with a dim light all over and stand before any of the statues of the greatest saints and the prophets and the men of religion and men of spirituality. Spirituality का मतलब अंधश्रद्धा नहीं. ये अध्यात्म अपनी भाषा में, it's not a blind faith. There is a confusion. The people have misunderstood possibly that this is a religious one, and कोई religion हो, all religions are true and equal, and they speak the same words of wisdom. They speak the same words of the truth. विवेकानंद ने कहा, religion is nothing but to perform your duty. Duty towards your mother, the father, the family, the society, the nation and the whole world. World as one family. कितनी सुंदर भाषा है. मैं इनको धन्यवाद देता हूँ, आपको भी धन्यवाद देता हूँ. लेकिन मेरा और एक फर्ज है. Can you take your seats please? Please. Roham and our another friend आए का नहीं? रोहम, या कभी कभी गलती हो जाती है. तेरा बोलो, कम हियर, इकडे. राहुल, काही शाल घे जरा. मी मुद्दाम, because I had forgotten and some or the other. These are the two great men. He is Roham from our institution, and he is, I don't remember his name, but these are the two who are the makers of the statue that you are seeing here in the campus. Give them the big applause. ये कला या संगीत, it is said संगीत की साधना से ईश्वर दर्शन होता है. कहावत क्या है? लता मंगेशकर के नाम पे यहाँ जो संगीत एकेडमी बनी वैश्विक, इसका चिंतन है ईश्वर कोई चीज है. Is there a God? मेरे गुरुजी सुरेंद्र बार्लिंगे वो ईश्वर को मानते नहीं थे. देखो मजे की बात है कि गॉड सुरेंद्र बार्लिंगे, हु इज माय टीचर, माय गाइड, माय गुरु, एंड हु मेड दिस पॉसिबल, वो भगवान पे विश्वास नहीं करते थे. और मुझे हमेशा बोलते हैं, विश्वनाथ तू मेरे पीछे मत आओ भाई, मैं ईश्वर की कल्पना मानता ही नहीं. कहाँ है गॉड, कहाँ है ज्ञानेश्वर, ऐसी बातें करते. लेकिन ध्यान में रखना, वो एक बड़े कर्मयोगी थे. और जब कोई कर्मयोगी होता है जैसे ये लोग हैं, उसको मंदिर में जाने की जरूरत शायद नहीं हो सकती. भगवान की मूर्ति होती है पाषाण की, और उसी मूर्ति का मंदिर भी बनता है पाषाण का. पाषाण देव पाषाण पायरी पूजा एकावरी पाय ठेवी. हे संत तुकाराम का वचन आहे भाई. शांती परते नाही सुख एर अवघेची दुःख म्हणून शांती धरा उतराल परितरा. माझी अशी रिक्वेस्ट आहे सर्व विद्यार्थ्यांना आणि शिक्षकांना, थोडंसं या दिशेने चिंतन करा. आणि विवेकानंदांनी म्हटलेलं ते भवितव्य भविष्य, विश्वगुरूची भाषा, संपूर्ण जगाला सुख समाधान शांतीचा मार्ग दाखवण्याचं दायित्व. And MIT, not MIT, but this whole of India will become a knowledge court of the whole world. हे शब्द आहेत विवेकानंदाचे. आणि ही भविष्यवाणी सच में आने वाली है. म्हणून तुम्हाला विनंती करतो की आजचा एक ऐतिहासिक दिवस आहे. मी इथे आलेल्या सर्व पाहुण्यांचे मनापासून आभार मानतो, आपल्याला धन्यवाद देतो. आणि पुढच्या दिशेने आपली वाटचाल कशी असावी जीवनाची हे ठरवण्याचा हा क्षण आहे. इतिहास बघा, पहा सर्वांचं. इथं बाबा बुल्लेशाचा स्टॅच्यू आहे, फार मजेशीर आहे. इथं नीट बघून घ्या. हे प्रत्येक पुतळ्याच्या समोर उभं राहा आणि एकटे येऊन बोला रे. कमिंग, सीइंग द डोम इज वन आस्पेक्ट, ऑब्जर्विंग, अंडरस्टैंडिंग, and then understanding the truth behind. और उसके बाद में है एक्सपीरियंस करो भाई, अनुभूति होती है. So you have to experience the truth, then only you can understand what is the energy behind. And that has been the mission which Mother India stands for. And I am very happy that because of Lord Christopher's son and these people, my friend Ashok Joshi, we have been coming together to promote this culture of peace. The installation of this statue, who are all Vaishnavites. मला आनंद असा आहे की हे सर्व वारकरी येतो, यांचं जीवन हे वारकऱ्यांचं जीवन आहे. तपासून पहा. प्रेम, आदर, त्याग, समर्पण सगळे शब्द बाजूला राहतील. पण मला जेव्हा कळलं की ही सर्व वारकरी जमात आहे, वारकऱ्यांची सर्व लक्षणं यांच्यामध्ये आहेत, आणि म्हणून त्यांना पुन्हा एकदा धन्यवाद. यांना दिलं कर ना राहुलला मी प्लीज त्यांच्याकरता टाळ्या वाजवा प्लीज. त्यांना दे जरा जोरात वाजवा ना. थँक्यू राहुल, धन्यवाद. चला चल रे, मला बसायचं.
Mike, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your kind words. And with this, we are coming towards the end of this ceremony. I request all the students to listen to the instructions very carefully. After this, I request students to listen to the instructions carefully. After the ceremony concludes, students are requested to take left and right hand side exit of the auditorium and assemble at the main staircase for the beautiful photograph with all the dignitaries. So I remind you once again to take the left exit for this section, right exit for that section. And after you exit from the hall, please assemble on the main staircase for the photograph with all the dignitaries. Dignitaries on the stage are requested, and all the invitees in the front are requested to take the main exit and assemble for the photograph on the main staircase. Please note, after the photograph, the lunch is arranged for all the students on the right hand side pendal, which is down the stairs. I request, not now please, we are going to have the universal anthem Poseidon and then we will conclude. So there are 40-50 seconds more. Please be seated. And for all the press representatives and dignitaries on the dais and invited guests, the lunch is arranged immediately downstairs below this hall. Thank you very much. I request everyone to rise in their seats for universal anthem Poseidon.